Okay, good evening, students. It's 20th May 2021, and the time is 8 p.m. We all are sitting in our rooms, and it's an online class for semester first. But it's not an online class for semester first exclusively, because the topic which we are going to study today is very interesting and has been written by somebody who is very famous in our country and somebody who has been the president of our country as well. I will introduce the topic with you. Let me share my screen. Here, I share my screen with you, and the topic is in front of you. You can see it. It's Wings of Fire by APJ Abdul Kalam. The point is that this Wings of Fire is actually a book written by APJ Abdul Kalam. But we are not supposed to study the whole book in this lecture. If you check your syllabus from the university website, from the Jammu University website, you will see that an excerpt from this book is there in your course. So we will study that part, that small part, but I will give you an idea of the book as a whole as well. So the topic is Wings of Fire by APJ Abdul Kalam. We will start with the biography of the writer. APJ Abdul Kalam is a famous name. Everybody knows this scientist, this physicist, this person who has been the president of India as well. We will discuss the short biography, the biography of this writer in brief. His full name was Awal Pakir Jainul Abidin Abdul Kalam. The full name was Awal Pakir Jainul Abidin Abdul Kalam. He was born on 15th October 1931 in Rameswaram, Tamil Nadu. Whatever I am speaking in front of you, the main points are there on your screen. You can see them. He was born on 15th October 1931 in Rameswaram, Tamil Nadu. It means the southern part of our country, India. He has served as the 11th president of India from the year 2002 to 2007. Besides that, he has worked as a scientist at Defense Research and Development Organization, what is called as DRDO, and later on he spent time in Indian Space Research Organization, which we call ISRO. He is known as the Missile Man of India because he has worked on many missiles, including Prithvi and all, and his contribution in making the country a nuclear power is very important. He was also known as the People's President. People's President because as the President of India, he used to mix up with the common people. He used to keep the protocol aside and he used to mix with the common people of India, particularly with the children, with the students. You must understand one thing, kids, that his biography, if we discuss his biography in detail, it's going to be a very long lecture. I have tried to summarize his biography. I have just highlighted the few important points from his life. There is a long, there are so many sources. Even this Wings of Fire book is a rich source of his biography where you can read more about his life. On his 84th birth anniversary, postage stamps commemorating Kalam were released on 15th October 2015. It is an honor which was the function was organized in New Delhi, and the Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, he released the postal stamps, the postage stamps. I hope you understand what's a postage stamp. That stamp which is used in post offices with a picture of APJ Abdul Kalam. It was released on 15th October 2015, and it was his 84th birth anniversary. There are more than 10 institutions in our country which are named or have been renamed after him. When I say institutions have been named or renamed after him, I mean that like you have JNU, Jawaharlal Nehru University. In the similar manner, there are more than 10 institutions in our country which have been named or renamed after him. Even a road in Delhi, there was a road, the name of the road was Aurangzeb Road. It has been renamed as APJ Abdul Kalam Road. He was awarded around 25 national and international awards. Around 25 national and international awards. And I'm not going to give you the list of those 25 national and international awards, but I will mention some of the famous awards which have been awarded to APJ Abdul Kalam. He has written more than 25 books. On 27 July 2015, he died while delivering a lecture at the Indian Institute of Management, Shillong. You know, you must know that after getting retired from the presidentship, after leaving his office, he started teaching again. He started, going to different institutions. I mean, he went back to his life, the life which he used to spend before becoming the president of our country. So likewise, once he was delivering a lecture on 27 July 2015 in the IIM Shillong, he died there because of cardiac arrest while delivering a lecture. Awards and honors. So some of the important awards and honors which have been bestowed upon APJ Abdul Kalam. He was awarded 7 honorary doctorates from 40 universities of the world. Doctorate is PhD, right? One has to earn that. One has to spend time on that. Suppose I have done PhD in English from Aligarh Muslim University, but sometimes some people are so important, they do such feats, they perform such feats, they have such achievements in their life that universities, they bestow honorary doctorates to them. So he has 7 honorary doctorates from around 40 universities, and different honorary degrees have been bestowed to him, including my alma mater, Aligarh Muslim University. From Aligarh Muslim University, APJ Abdul Kalam was, honored with an honorary doctorate, degree. He was awarded 1 bronze award from the National Space Society in 2013. You can see it on your screens. He was awarded the Padma Bhushan, one of the prestigious awards, in 1981. Later on, in 1990, he was awarded Padma Vibhushan in 1990. The highest civilian award in India is Bharat Ratna. You must know that he was awarded Bharat Ratna in 1997. His death anniversary is observed as Youth Renaissance Day in Tamil Nadu. In his own home state, his death anniversary is observed as Youth Renaissance Day. Now coming to his photo. You can see his photo on this side. I have written Kalam here. And on the other side, you have Wings of Fire, the book, the front page, the cover page of the book, Wings of Fire. You can see this is the cover page of the original book, from which a small part is to be discussed by us today. Wings of Fire, an autobiography by APJ Abdul Kalam with Arun Tiwari. I will mention this Arun Tiwari in the next slide. Wings of Fire and autobiography. Now, before I discuss this part from the Wings of Fire with you, you have to understand that this Wings of Fire is a whole book. The cover page which I shared with you in the last slide. This is basically an autobiography. Biography means the story of one's life story. Autobiography means when you write your life story yourself, when you write your own life story, right? So this Wings of Fire is APJ Abdul Kalam's life story, written by him, and he was helped by one of his associates, Arun Tiwari, right? Arun Tiwari used to work with him in ISRO. He has helped him to write it. Now I repeat, this is very important, that Wings of Fire is basically an autobiography. Autobiography means the life story written by yourself. When you write your own life story, that is called an autobiography. Auto means self, biography means the story of life. It is written by Kalam and Arun Tiwari. It was written by Kalam and Arun Tiwari in 1999. It is an autobiography dedicated to the memory of his parents. When usually it's a custom, it's a tradition that when we write a book or when we write PhD thesis, we dedicate it to someone. So this book is dedicated to the memory of his parents. I have the ebook, this Wings of Fire. I have the e-form of this book. If anybody wants that, he can message me. I can share that book with you. It has been translated into, this book has been translated into more than 15 languages. It was written in one language, that is English. Later on, it was translated into 15 languages, including Chinese and French. Just imagine the influence of this man. The book has been translated into Chinese and French as well. Other than the preface and the acknowledgements part, the book has 6 parts. Preface, acknowledgement, and then there are 6 main parts in the book. They are written on your screen: introduction, orientation, creation, propitiation, contemplation, and epilogue. Right? These are the 6 parts of the book. Now coming to the main point of our lecture, that is excerpt from The Wings of Fire. If you read the text, I hope that you have already read that. He has talked about his peaceful village near Rameswaram in Tamil Nadu, where people live in communal harmony, where Hindus and Muslims live in communal harmony. He talks about a temple. He talks about the Jama Masjid, which is there in his village. And he talks about the composite culture of that place. He gives us a detailed description in his in this excerpt from Wings of Fire. And let me tell you, when you open the book, after this preface and acknowledgement, when the first chapter, part 1 starts, it is there in your syllabus. I mean, the excerpt which we are studying is the beginning of the book. It is in the very outset of the book. So he talks about that peaceful village, and he talks about his childhood friends. The names are here: Ramananda Sastre, Aravindan, and the third one is Siva Prakasan. All 3 were, from Orthodox Hindu families. So it's a message for the readers that that place was, quite well off, in the sense that people lived in communal harmony. They lived peacefully. He talks about his parents. He talks about their simplicity, their religiosity, their influence on him, and his father's fame as a spiritual person. This point, his father's fame as a spiritual person, you will, in the text, you will read that people used to come from far off places to meet his father. They used to share their problems with his father. They used to share their physical, pain, their disease, their issues with him, and he used to, treat them. So he was a very spiritual person, and even at the age of 60-65 years, he used to get up early in the morning. I am talking about Kalam's father. He used to get up early in the morning and used to go to his fields and work there. He was a strict disciplinarian. He was a very strict person, and the family was quite well off as far as economic condition is concerned. But there were a few items of luxury in Kalam's house. Then he talks about Ahmad Jalaluddin, his friend, who was 15 years older than him. But they were very good friends. Kalam agrees, even in the later stages of his life when he was a famous scientist, he agrees that Ahmad Jalaluddin's influence remained with him throughout his life. He was 15 years older than him. And later on, Ahmad Jalaluddin married Kalam's sister, Kalam's elder sister. In Rameswaram, there was, no books were available at that time. But there was a person, a revolutionary person. His name was S.T.R. Manickam. It is written on in the last line of your screen. You can see that in the slide. S.R.T. Manickam had a huge library, a huge number of books in his library. So Kalam used to borrow books from S.T.R. Manickam and used to read those books. And At one time, Kalam was the only person in his village who could write in English. Right? We will move on to the next slide. He talks about Lakshmana Sastre, who was the priest of Rameswaram temple. And Kalam says that as a small kid, he remembers that how this priest of Rameswaram temple used to visit his father, and they were very close friends. And whenever they used to meet, they used to discuss religion, spirituality, the happenings of the world. What he means to say that this priest was very close to Kalam's father. Kalam's father was a staunch Muslim, in the sense that Kalam mentions that he used to, uh, go to offer namaz in the masjid, and he used to take Kalam and his brother with him to the masjid, to the mosque for namaz. Kalam learns the relevance of prayers through his father. He understands, he gets to know the spirituality behind the relevance of prayers from his father. And there is one very tragic incident in this part of the book, where he talks about a cyclone that washed away the whole bridge in Rameswaram, and a train full of passengers got washed away. So at that time, Kalam says that till then he had only, seen the beautiful nature of sea. But then when a whole train full of passengers got washed away, and a whole bridge was washed away, a big portion of land, a big chunk of land was washed away by that cyclone, Kalam says that for the first time in his life, he saw the tyrant side of sea. There is one more interesting person in the essay, in this excerpt. He is Samsuddin. Samsuddin was the sole distributor of newspapers in Rameswaram. He used to sell newspapers, but when the Second World War started, the train which used to stop in Rameswaram for a minute or two and used to drop those newspapers, the train stopped, that halt in Rameswaram. And now what the person in the train used to do, they used to throw those bundles of newspapers out. So Samsuddin hired Kalam. Kalam used to collect those newspapers and used to sell them. And thus he started reading newspapers. This was the time when he started reading newspapers, and he got to know about the happenings around the world. When Second World War started in 1939, and it ended in, you must know this, that it ended in 1945. It is written there on the screen. Kalam says that all of a sudden the demand for tamarind seeds flared up in the market. And he shares with the readers that he too started, all the young men from Rameswaram started, collecting tamarind seeds, and they started selling those tamarind seeds in the market. Kalam too, followed that tradition. He too started collecting those seeds, and then that was the first earning of APJ Abdul Kalam's life. He was very young then. Towards the end of this essay, towards the end of this excerpt from Wings of Fire, he talks about honesty, discipline, trust in goodness, and deep kindness. And he says that these qualities, these four qualities, got imbibed in him on permanent basis, and these qualities flowed into him from his parents. The honesty, the trait like honesty. We all know that Kalam was a thorough, honest person throughout his life. Even when he remained the president of India, he was a thorough, honest, and gentleman. A very disciplined life he led. He always had trust in goodness and deep kindness for the human beings around. He confesses, he makes the statement in the excerpt that all these good traits came into him through his parents. That was the influence of his parents on him. This is all about the essay. I end this essay with a quote by APJ Abdul Kalam, where he says, you can read it on the screens. It is, if you want to shine like a sun, first burn like a sun. It looks very simple, but it has a very deep meaning. If you want to shine like a sun, first you burn like a sun. This is a quote by APJ Abdul Kalam, and thus I end my lecture here. I urge you to wash your hands regularly. You should not go out unnecessarily. You should wear masks. You should maintain physical distance, and you should spend quality time with your family, because this is an opportunity. It's a kind of blessing in disguise for you people, for all of us, to spend time with our family. Take care, stay safe. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Thank you.